know we about to kill the game this year. O.F.I.
Yo, truth music, I legislated the word, I never played it. All precepts premeditated, debating, you hesitate.
Right.
Observe, you stop and pray. Doctrines keeping holidays, sipping while I'm eating 11. We from the stock of Jacob. Yo, false doctrine, stupid, stay in a sucker's place. You stuck in grace, take work to wipe your plate. We dealing with villains, so they love the fake.
Right.
You know they know that we chosen, so they love the hate.
I looked into the Sumerian tablets, you know, that I looked the Bible in, you know, the Quran. You know, I've been in the Christianity, I've been in Muslim. I don't really get into all the where everybody comes. I just literally was having this conversation with somebody, you know, I was going back and forth and all that. And I said everybody grows to peace is the same way, you feel me? It's just like, I don't care if a man pray to, you feel me? You praying to crate, you feel me? If that would keep you peaceful, brother, that's cool and stuff like that. But you know, everybody got their roads and beliefs. There's so much stuff out here in this world and shit like that. I don't like nobody though. But I support black unity, you feel me? I support the brothers working together, man. That's something that we don't really see all the time. Everybody bickering back and forth, fighting. Everybody else get along but us. So, you know, I support, you feel me, the brothers being, you know, side by side. And you got the lion and the king on you. And you got the space. Oh, yeah. You want to talk about it.
Brother, so you said a couple key things, right? You said you want to tap in with the brothers, and you're happy that we bring each other together, right?
I'm glad everybody doing everybody.
So how do we know that we brothers?
I mean,
are all the people the same people, or you know, I mean, we got different type of people out here,
I look
different
at
races.
it like we just had a conversation about that literally yesterday, where you know it was a bunch of debating and stuff like that. Where when in those situations too. I had the same conversation with my better half because she was at Bible study today and she was going to go. I'm like, no, I don't even go into because it's just they done mix so much stuff up. You feel me? Just from Egypt, all that. We the chosen people, bro.
Yeah, we believe that.
Yeah, we on the same
different
thing.
People.
Different.
Teach the Bible wrong, right? Like a hammer. Think about a hammer. A hammer was meant to nail the nails, right? If I use that hammer and I kill somebody with it, you gonna blame the hammer or you gonna blame me?
It's a great terminology to put it. I'm gonna blame you.
Right? You can't blame the hammer. The hammer just was made for something else, right?
It's really
so that's what these people are doing with the Bible. So as far as that, we agree with that. People are misusing the Bible and teaching lies.
They changed even down to the cross. The cross was the hump. You feel me? That was from us. That's in Egypt. You feel me? It's all in the hieroglyphics. I mean, everybody, like I said, everybody got their.
Are you sure we're the same people as the Egyptians? I wouldn't
say that we the same people as the Egyptians, man. There's so many. I mean, it's like I said, it boils down to beliefs. I mean, if you into astrology, which I am myself, I'm a Leo, big one, not the little one. You feel me? And then just down to races, nationalities, all that, man. There's so many different ways you can take it and go with it and shit. The way my viewpoint on it is, I'm still looking deep into stuff, even though I'm inner earth and all that little shit. I'm reading the book right now. You know, so just digging deeper into knowledge before I even really took a side. You know, like I said the same thing to a lady that, like I said, invited me. So you going to church? I'm like, hell no. You feel me? No, respectfully.
President, we teaching our people to get out of those churches. So as far as that goes, we agree with that. You know what I mean? These churches ain't been teaching us the truth. But let me show you some of the Bible that they never really taught us. All right. Let me get Exodus 11 and 7, and let me get Deuteronomy 1 and 1.
Right? Book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast.
Against man or beast.
That ye may know how the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
Between who?
Between the Egyptians and Israel.
So there's a difference between those two people that were in that land, the Egyptians and the Israelites, right? We look at history. Let me get this real quick. Let me get Deuteronomy 1 and 1 real quick.
Cool precept.
You go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8. Bring it out. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. When he separated the sons of Adam.
When he did what?
When he separated the sons of Adam.
When he separated the sons of Adam. Even those older. And I want to say that too because you brought up the Sumerian tablets. Just because something's older doesn't mean that it's more true.
No, I'm not saying it's.
I just wanted.
No, they both got the same. They share the same stories.
Okay,
you share the same story. The Great Flood is in there.
Exactly right. The flood is in there because that is an account of something that actually happened. Right, and what you see here is that we all come from Adam. which subsequently we all come from Noah, right? Bring that back real quick.
Con, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
He divided the nations to their inheritance according to the sons of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, right? Go ahead.
When he separated.
When he did what?
When he separated.
No, he kept all the families of the earth together. We're all one people.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
He separated the sons of Adam through Noah, right? Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So when we see that there is a separation of people out here, but that the Most High separated, right? Not that we separate or any man has separated. The Most High separated people. Watch this real quick. Go ahead, bring it up.
Con, this is the definition of Ham.
So this is the definition of Ham, one of Noah's sons. Go ahead, one of his 3 sons.
In the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, it reads, Ham, the youngest son of Noah.
Ham was the youngest son of Noah. Go ahead.
Born probably about 96 years before the flood. And one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
What about him?
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
So he became the progenitor of the dark races. Now watch this. One would say, if he's the progenitor of the dark races, then that means that the Negroes, of America must come from them, right? Let's see that.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
Not what?
Not the Negroes.
Not the Negroes. So who would be left out of that, right? You have those African races, right? Which even Africans, the majority of them will tell you that we're not the same people. Right, there's an infighting in Africa.
We just had a conversation about that yesterday.
Oh, praise. You see that? We everything's the same. We dress the same. Everything is different about us, right? They got the bows in their lip, and doing all the extra stuff with their face. We're different, right? Clearly. Finish up.
Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians.
The Egyptians.
Ethiopians.
The Ethiopians.
Libyans.
And
Canaanites.
And the Canaanites. You see that? So those are Hamites. Those are people that came from Ham. You got that, brother?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. Everyone after his tongue, after their families and their nations.
After their what?
After their families and their nations.
After their families and their nations, they were divided after the flood. That's cool. Now let me get that Deuteronomy 1 real quick.
It's the book of Deuteronomy.
Keep that loaded. All right. Go ahead, you got it.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So Moses, when he led the Israelites out of Egypt, right? The Most High God was dealing with Moses and the Israelites. Moses was an Israelite, right? He was one of the children of Israel. And he was speaking to the children of Israel. And what he said?
These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So he was speaking to Israel. Let me get 7 and 6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art...
Hold on real quick. Okay, you got it.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So he said that you, the Israelites, are a holy people. And word holy, we heard that word multiple times throughout life, right? But what the definition of it is to be separate or separated, right? To be set apart. So he says you're a set apart people. Keep going.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
He chose him to be a what?
To be a special people unto himself.
So what these churches never taught us is that the Most High separated the nations and he chose one nation over the others.
Chosen.
Right? He made them a better nation. Right? He gave them the salt. He made them the salt of the earth. Right? He gave them savor. Right? Keep going. Can you finish that up?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
He said they're what?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
And show them that real quick. Because what we got to do is we got to make a separation from what they say we are to what we really are according to the Most High God. You see what I'm saying? We're his chosen people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I got to. That was like, you chosen because that's what got into Hitler, center of the earth, and all that different stuff.
And that's why I asked you that. Who are the chosen people? And who tells us that we chose? We see the Most High God, the creator of all things, told us that we was the chosen people. All right? Finish that out, King.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, and Phut, and Canaan.
Those are the 4 sons of Ham. All right? That's where you get the so-called African man, which we don't come from, clearly. Right? We're clearly 2 separate people. And the Most High God made a difference between the Israelites and the Egyptians. You see that, King? Now, I got a question for you, right? Because if we God's chosen people, which you believe we are, right? You already said it. why are we in the hood? Why are we at the bottom of society?
I mean, I'm gonna go off my response to that. It's just one, it was just a bunch, as we see right here, mixed up and all this different stuff. They put it in his image. It's this really, you feel me? Jesus was black. The letter J wasn't even invented at that time. You know, so I'm jumping into knowledge. We literally was having this conversation yesterday, and me and my better half was going at it. You know, little stuff we always, you know, combating. Which I was just saying, like, was our only issues, our beliefs. You know, it's like we've been trained to just go to church. And I remember when I went into being Muslim and stuff like that with my cousin that passed away and stuff like that. So I would ask people, you know, why you go to church? And everybody's response is my grandmother such and such. So you don't even know why you doing it. You doing. You just the blind leading the blind. So I start to question, research, you know, and that's how I got into, you know, when I was a little child. I was always obsessed with Atlantis and all those different things like that. Finding, you know,
you wanted to know more.
I wanted to know more. So then, that's when I got into the inner earth and you start seeing that, you know, even though they lied to us with mix stuff up, they gotta tell you the truth to avoid that. Like my dude was talking about yesterday.
All praises.
To avoid that.
That's the point right there, though. The Most High tell the truth.
Yeah, they gotta tell the truth, and that's Most High, great divine. That's what I go to. Everywhere I go, great divine, sharpen my mind as I add to the grind, once at a time.
All praises.
You know, so we on the same type time.
Let me show you something. Let me get Amos 5:4. Let me get Deuteronomy 12:13.
It's Salakia too. One thing that we want to pick your brain out about as well is that one of your stances would contradict each other. Because at one point you said that you don't rock with the Bible, but then you said that we the chosen people.
No, I ain't saying. Let me correct myself, because I had to say that to somebody as well, which was my better half. This is one of those ones, just like myself. Catch those little parts. It ain't even that I don't rock with the Bible, because let me correct myself. I'm glad you called me on there, because I had to say the same thing earlier and delete my message recently. Anyway. It's not that I don't rock with the Bible, or it's just when I say I don't rock with particular thing, I mean like the going to church and they like Christianity. You're not going to go, and it's a book of truth that could, regardless of anybody's views or anything, teach great lessons in it. And then you go and teach me parts out that you want and put it in your word, just as what they're doing anyway. No, the church is within you. You feel me? The God is within you. You know, however you want to break it down, going to where we come from. I literally just had this conversation with somebody. It's within you. We were created with a person. We were the chosen. That's when I go into the inner earth and all the little movies they putting out and stuff that seem like movies. Avatar, that's really about a real place. You can look it up. I just downloaded the book right now. You feel me? On the 5th or 6th page right now. It's because I had a conversation with him, and rather than, you know, go against anybody and say, you don't know this, you don't know that. The one term that's on the side of the library that says, you know, not having the knowledge is, you know, there's no issue with that, but if you're not choosing to learn, you know, I ain't gonna go into the specific terms, but you know what I'm saying? It's like not going to research and look, like that's where the shame is in. You know, there's no shame in not knowing, but not going to absorb that knowledge is where the problem is.
So that's key though. There's no shame in not knowing, but not wanting to learn. There's a problem.
I go, and even with y'all saying right now, I'm gonna go, and I just was saying to her, I literally said, I was like, man, there's some stories in the Bible that support what we talk. You feel me? What's his name? Billy Carson. Pointed out, you feel me? Like, it's certain things in the Bible. I'm not ashamed to say, like, hey, damn, I need to go look this shit up real fast.
Actually read it for yourself.
Read it for myself. Like, it's cool you saying this, and I'm a person. I'm gonna go crack that mother open, excuse me, respectfully, and you know, because that's when we got the human from. You know, it's like about and look and be like, oh, okay, you know, and I'm like, all right, you know what? This is real. This is real. You feel me? It's like, so even down to the flat Earth shit. You know, that's what we kind of contradicted. Because I'm like, all right, here you go with this shit. You feel me? But then when he started breaking the shit down, he went to the Bible, brought out the Bible verse, and in the book, I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit,
you think different?
Is that shit real? I had to come to him, and I was like, that was my symbol, you know, my version of not being afraid of being wrong. I'm like, oh no, bro, you was right, because that shit really is here. Because you know, like, you know, you can't believe one part and not like what he's saying. Like, you know, as far as the Bible, you can't be here and then be like, no, this, no.
And you know, in Christianity, the church, they'll literally, the pastor stand up there and tell you, oh, the Bible says this, Bible says that, and then not show you. Right, so the burden of proof, when people actually prove it to you, you know, that knowledge is more, you know, believable, and you can actually go and read it yourself. You know what I mean? That's where the power lies, actually reading yourself. Grab that real quick and let me get Revelation 1 and 3.
Book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
My people,
Uh-huh.
are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
He said, my people, meaning the Israelites, are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Keep going.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because we reject knowledge, all right? Like you said, there's no problem in not knowing it, but if you reject it, there's a problem in that, right? Keep going, okay?
I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
See, the Most High rejects us when we don't follow his word, right? When we're not obedient to the Most High, he rejects us. Let me get that Revelation 1:3, and let me get Deuteronomy 28:15.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
Blessed is he that readeth.
What he say?
Blessed is he that readeth.
Blessed is he that readeth, right? So the opposite would be cursed is he that readeth, because he's not getting that, he's not obtaining that knowledge. All right, he's in a trapped mind state where somebody can just tell them something and they just believe it.
Yeah, that's why I say I ain't just going with it. Like, I'll listen and I'll take it in and different stuff like that. You know, just like what he did. I'm like, man, he's like, blah, blah, blah. And it was like we stopped at a certain point. I'm like, oh, now you talking some bullshit. And I turned around. I'm like, hold on. Yeah. Let me take some time. Let me go look this. And it's a free book. You feel me? You know, I'm like,
do it yourself.
So let me go look. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to see the Bible verse. And then I go look at this book. I see this. Okay, these matching. Okay, I come to him the next day. But you was right.
Oh, right. And that's biblical. Let me show you Acts 17:11 real quick.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 11.
Bring it up.
These were more noble than those of Thessalonica.
He said these were more noble than those of Thessalonica. So these people were noble for doing what?
In that they received the word with all readiness of mind.
They're receiving the word, right? With all readiness of mind and doing what?
And search the scriptures daily.
Doing what?
And search the scriptures daily.
And searching the scriptures daily. Why?
Whether those things were so.
To see if what they're saying is real or not. You see what I'm saying? So that's a noble thing, right? Watch this real quick, because I want to show you who we are according to the Bible. Because I could just be telling you that we're the Israelites, right? You already feel like we God's chosen. And I showed you that the Israelites are God's chosen.
It's repetitive songs.
But I want to show you why and how we can find out that we're the Israelites according to the Bible. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter.
And that's very important, because one of the things you said when you came up is something along the lines is that you don't really get into where people came from and all those types of things.
No, we're not really where we came from, but just getting. It's like. How do I explain it? Because I was saying that to my man yesterday, like, you know, we got to talk about the center of the earth and Annunaki and all that little stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, we could go for days of who came from there. I focus on, you know, who I need to, you know, great divine everything, but really I focus on my purpose. Like, what are you here for? You know, to do your change on people, but like y'all doing it right now, so simply to enlighten, pass on that good energy and shit like that. You feel me? And then most importantly, I see the shirt right there said a lot to me too. Respect on the same level. You feel me? First off, the line, big deal, but also too the spaceships. You feel me? Like with advanced technology, all this shit came from us.
And we'll get into that because this is on the line of Judah, not Leo.
No, I know it ain't for the Leo. But okay. Anytime I see a lion, I'm big Leo. That's just me. Anything with a lion, I'm a lion in a crown, because I view myself as a king. Every day I wake, I'm a king. Whether I walk here or I pull up in I'm a king. It's a mentality, you feel me? So that's how I translate.
A king though comes from a nation though, of course, right? And even if you get into going back into, like I heard you say you deal with astrology and things of that nature, all of those things, we can't deny that those various practices came from specific nations, because those are specific nations' cultures. So we got to get into dive into. It's very important who we are in the nations and the lineages, because different nations just have different heritages, different customs, different histories, right? And different purposes, because you said purpose, right? So it's like we got to be able to reconcile all things, Lord willing, and make it make sense, right? And make sure that it's lining up with the true living God said. Not on a religious standpoint, but just get back to the truth of the scriptures. You got to get.
Which is our heritage, right? The truth of the scriptures is our heritage, what the Most High wants His chosen people to do, right? And the prophecies that He's prophesied to come to pass, we keep the things that He wants us to keep. Like, for instance, people be doing it all the time. You can call yourself Muslim, Christian, Egyptian, brothers into Egyptology, those into Islam. You can call yourself 5%er. There's no problem with that. Nobody gonna have a problem with that. The moment you call yourself the true Jew, the true Israelite of the Bible, right? There's a problem with that, because that's God's chosen people. And the Jewish, man, they want to keep it to where they have exclusivity on being God's chosen people. Well, that's not the truth. When in fact, they're actually the imposter. They're not the the chosen people of God. We are, all right? So to show you who we are, we got to show it out of the Bible. All right, let me get that Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
And these is facts. You going at this point, you're going to end up having to tell me who the Israelites are, because somebody got to fit this, and you're going to instantly see from the, you know what I mean, the curses of who we are, that's us. You got it, brother.
Make it quick for you, bro.
Deuteronomy 28:15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So the Most High told Moses to tell the children of Israel that if you're not obedient and you don't listen to keep my commandments, what I tell you to do, something's going to happen. There's going to be consequences, right? What's the consequences?
That all these curses.
That what?
All these curses.
Shall what?
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
He said all these curses are going to come upon you and overtake you. You ever heard of the commandments?
Yes.
How many commandments is there?
10.
That's what they told us.
Yes,
Once again, we gotta start shaking up the foundation of what they told
really
us.
Go off of that though.
I feel you, but you gotta understand, like, they told you that it was 10, just like they told us it was 10, all right? Until we found out that there was far more than 10. There's over 600 commandments, all right?
Right.
And this is the thing that reading is going to help our people come back to, because we need to keep these commandments to get out of these curses and stop being disobedient to the Most High God that made us his chosen, so that we can reverse the curse, all right? Us as the Israelites. Keep going, brother. Let me get 46.
Verse 46. And they, mean these curses, what? Shall be upon thee for a sign.
He said the curses shall be on the Israelites for a sign, all right? So, like, how you know that there's a rainbow right there? How you know that building is rainbow? Can you just walk over there to that building and say, hey, this rainbow? You can't, right? The sign lets you know that that building is rainbow. Yeah. So the sign of these curses is going to let you know who the Israelites are. You see that? So you can pretty much tell me who the Israelites are after reading a couple of these curses. Watch this. Let me get verse 16.
Verse 16 is the first curse. It reads,
bring it out.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, right? Keep going.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right now, our people are living in what you would call the worst parts of the city, right? We the ones at the bottom. We got the police out here patrolling our neighborhoods, right? We got our children out here killing each other, our brothers, right? We pimping our women, drugs everywhere. We cursing the city, you see that?
Yeah.
And we was also
cursed shall thou be in the field.
Cursing the field. Right? Who was the people that was cursing the field? Was it the so-called Asian man, the Arab man? You tell me, brother.
I mean, from what history shows, everybody was a slave at some time. You feel me? Like,
was everybody?
But they ain't get done like us though.
Okay, so I was about to ask, is it the same, right? Because
it's different. That was different. Those times were different.
All praise to the Most High, and we see that this didn't just happen to the so-called all praise. All praise. This didn't happen to the so-called Black Americans, right? This happened to the so-called Latinos and Native Americans as well. You got to think about down there in Puerto Rico, right? Even this land was the so-called Mexicans and Native Americans before the so-called white man took it, right? And then put them on the same plantation that we was on. You see that? So the Most High said that the curses will let you know who the Israelites are. Let me get you one more quote. Let me get verse 54 real quick.
Verse number 54.
Bring it out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
So we used to have brotherly love towards one another, right? We used to care for one another. But since we're cursed, how are we going to be?
His eye shall be evil toward his brother.
The Israelite man's eye is going to be evil towards his brother. Who you know as a nation of people, right, predominantly has an evil eye towards their people. They don't be, their own brother.
Everybody else get along. But
he was just saying that earlier.
They get along, exactly. Everybody. So that this curse is literally fitting exactly what you just said earlier, right? We're doing that to our people. We have an evil eye towards one another. These other ones, they building each other up.
Yeah, they work together.
They work together.
You can always catch the Mexicans in the same car. You feel me? It's like you.
But even with that, even with the Mexicans, right? You got the Mexicans. No, it's on that side. You got it. Even with the Mexicans, right? They killing each other just like we killing each other. You ever heard of the Serranos, the MS-13?
Oh yeah, of course.
You talking about at an alarming rate?
They crazy.
All right, the Latin Kings in Chicago, same thing.
Crazy.
Right? You see that? But the so-called white men, they build each other up. How can I help your business? How can I? We literally were just in a meeting the other day. They had a conglomerate group of like 40-something white businesses, and they all helped each other by feeding each other business. See that? Think about the so-called Asian man, the Chinese man, right? They are the number one people for man. Look, they trying to build it. They trying to build each other. We gonna say they're not the truth because the truth is the scriptures, right?
Oh yeah, I know.
And the truth is what the Most High God gave us, and that's what's gonna set us free, right, brother? Watch this. Keep going.
His eyes shall be even toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom.
And toward the wife of his bosom, his women. Keep going.
And toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Man, who, as a nation of people, does their women wrong and leaves their children more than anybody?
It's us.
We do, right?
Yeah, it's us. For sure.
And there's a reason for it. So what would you say the reason is, just like the Most High God told us the reason was, as to why these things are happening to us?
It's the repetitive cycle that we have with the social media, this false narrative that we have on it's a back and forth with just the black women.
Is that the root of the problem, or is that a branch on the tree?
I feel like that's the root. If people
social media is the root of the problem?
No, I'm not saying social media. I'm saying what's being pushed out through social media, just like the narrative,
the agenda,
the agenda, and just what the man's supposed to be, the woman's supposed to be. So you got a bunch of people just running around. They don't even know themselves for real.
You're right about that. They don't know this. They don't know that they Israelites are people, right?
They don't know how to carry themselves or anything.
Reason being because they started being disobedient to the Most High, and He cursed them in that manner. So to reverse the curse, like if you have a son,
of course,
yeah. So if he gets bad grades and you take his Xbox, and he just take the trash out and get his Xbox back,
yeah.
He has to do what to get that Xbox back?
He got to show improvement.
Show improvement with his grades, right? The thing that he messed up to get his Xbox taken, he has to fix that, right? He has to correct it. That's what we have to do as God's chosen people, as His children. We have to correct the initial problem, which is breaking the commandments of God. That's going to reverse the curse.
We had that conversation. I saw everything y'all bring up. I literally, I don't even look at it as crazy, especially when I speak of being chosen and all that. Like, everything's symbolic, everything. I mean, running into all this happened for a reason.
For a reason.
For a reason.
We agree.
So, just even down, because we had that conversation yesterday, just how they switched up the days, the days you're supposed to pray. You feel me? Which, from history books showing it's supposed to be today, not tomorrow.
The Sabbath you're talking about.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's like, so it's a lot of different things. That's why I just took the time to just really go read. I'm doing the same thing right now.
Praise. And we're going to get your number after this, so we can keep dialoguing with you, bro.
Yeah, I got you. One quick thing, though, too. You say that the history books ain't teach us that. That's the scripture. No. I'm saying like a lot of stuff. Which one?
See what I'm saying? The Most High said,
I was like, we the chosen. It's so many things. Like, even just depending on everybody read different stuff. Everybody like going to the Egyptians and hieroglyphics and what the purse actually meant, not money, but it meant knowledge. Everybody couldn't possess that knowledge. So like, and another thing, I forgot his name, but that name don't matter. It's just the quote. That when the universe pick you, it's 3 things you can't do. You can't take them glasses off. You can't force anybody to wear them, and you can't unsee stuff for what it really is and stuff. So like going to just being able to show certain people certain shit, it's just so everybody ain't gonna understand. I understand that everybody ain't gonna understand, but it's just like I understand. Like from my perspective, it's just they changed up a lot of shit. It went from history to his story, So that's why I did a hard memory reset and go read in depth into what we talking about. It's all coming together, whether whoever's standing or however it come out, we all on that same path and just self-discovery and what our purpose is, and ultimately that we the chosen ones. You feel me? Hitler said it. You feel me? Oh man, it was a bunch of shit. You feel me? We think of him as evil. The whole time this man came out like, no, y'all are the chosen ones, and this is where this came from. It's a bunch of
Let me show you something real quick. Before Hitler said it, Christ said it. The real Christ, not the so-called white man. Let me get Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. Not going too much into him, just for sure. But I'm just saying, like, as far as our people though, and now we know according to the scriptures that we the Israelites, because we fit the curses that the Most High said would be a sign on our people, right? We gotta come back to reading, getting acquainted with His wisdom, right? His knowledge, the Most High gave us. Because there's 2 types of wisdom you can get in this world, right? You can get worldly wisdom and worldly knowledge. And you can get the knowledge of the Most High. The knowledge of the Most High is far above anything that you could ever.
Of course.
Obtain.
I mean, that's why I was speaking on tapping into both books. Like I've always been
You said both books.
But when I say both, when I say both books, I ain't trying to compare that book to the Bible. But I'm saying in the sense of like,
I'm saying what book though? We was
it's the goddess of active. Is it? I don't know. It's active bar, whatever the fuck it is. It's supposed to be near the avatars. I'm not comparing it. I'm just saying I've always been. I don't know if y'all get into that. Like you said, everybody got their views and Egyptology.
We get into it to
but just as far as like your past life. You know, who you were in your past life, whether you I was a civil rights activist or I was an explorer, which gives into those urges that I have to go embark on some shit. Like I said, Atlantis, I want to go find this, the inner earth and all that stuff like that. So it's all that stuff intertwined together and shit like that.
I got a question for you. What's your name again, Ken?
Rocky.
Rocky?
Yeah. Rocky,
what's our duty as men, as God's chosen, as Israelite men? What's our duty?
That would be something that you enlighten me on, from what's been said from your perspective, from that perspective and stuff like that.
Okay, all praises. Let me get that Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
I'm gonna get y'all number. I'm gonna rotate, but I had to stop and come.
So you can get 12 and 13.
I couldn't pass up the knowledge though.
All praises.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
And further, by these, my
son.
son.
Verse 13.
Okay. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
So this is the conclusion of the whole matter, right? Keep going, Ken.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Do what?
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Because what?
For this is the whole duty of man.
Because this is our whole duty, right? It's to fear God and keep his commandments. Because not keeping his commandments got us what?
Curse.
Got us cursed. So to get uncursed, we got to keep his what?
You stay on that course
of keeping his commandments, right? So let us give you one commandment before you leave, Lord willing, that you can start to work on as an Israelite, right? So that you can help us as a nation get out of these curses. You with that?
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
All praise. Let's get Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7. So I have a question for you. You eat pork? You eat pork, brother? What? What that means?
You feel me? Like you feel me?
It's a battle.
I gotta make sure none of the occupants around. It's like, look, man, sometimes I might have a slice of pepperoni pizza. You feel me? I don't mess with pork chops though. That's crazy. You feel me?
You don't mess with the bacon here and there.
I did see when Ak was here. When Ak was here, I ain't gonna lie. It was none of that. It was no time for swine. But here and there,
you know what Ak mean?
Brother.
Ak means brother, right? So those languages go back to the Hebrew, right? Even the Arabic language and Aramaic goes back to Hebrew. And where they got, where the Quran got the idea of not eating pork was from the Bible, from the Torah, the instruction.
And then it's bad for you.
Which you'll read it. Yeah, for sure. Before the scientists told us it was bad for us, the Most High God told us in his instructions not to touch it because it was bad for us.
Yeah, they don't sweat, none of that.
Exactly, right? So let's read it real quick though.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse number 7.
Bring it out.
And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
And the swine, right? The pig. Go ahead.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed.
Because there's 3 requirements for you to have, for that lamb beast to have, for you to be able to eat it. It has to part the hoof, be cloven-footed, and chew the cud. He doesn't meet all 3 requirements, the pig, right? So what?
Yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you.
He is what?
He is unclean to you.
So the Most High God said that the pig was unclean to us. We got force-fed that in slavery, so our people still have to get those shackles off our mind, right, and off our spirit. The shackles of pork being good, right? Not good for us, but a good taste. Because there's alternatives, right? You can eat other things that are clean. Beef is clean, right? You can have beef bacon. You ever tried beef bacon?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Fire. Right?
You gotta leave it on there a little bit.
They got beef pepperoni. They got turkey pepperoni. You see what I'm saying? So there's different alternatives so that you don't have to break the laws of the Most High, which continues us being in this cursed state.
That's right.
You see that, King? Keep going, bro.
Of their flesh shall you not eat.
Of their what?
Of their flesh shall you not eat.
We can't eat their flesh. Keep going.
And their carcass shall you not touch.
He don't even want us touching the dead pig. You see how holy the Most High deems us to be. He doesn't want us doing those things as his chosen people. You see that? So that's something you can start to work on over
the I got y'all, man. I'm gonna catch y'all. I'm gonna go.
All praise. And I'm gonna leave you out with one last scripture. Let me get Revelation 14 and 12. Let me get Revelation 14 and 12.
I'm listening.
Because keeping the commandments is very important for us to get out of this captivity and these curses that we under, right? A part of keeping the commandments, which is a commandment, is having faith in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His Hebrew name, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the Messiah, the Savior, the King, right? Who is a so-called black man. Bring it out, man.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Here is the patience of the saints.
Here's the what?
Here's the patience of the saints.
So the saints are the Israelites, right? According to various precepts, Psalms 50 and 5 and a couple others. He said, here's the patience of the saints. So what are they doing while they patiently waiting for the return of the Messiah?
Here are they that keep the commandments of God.
That keep the commandments of God, right? You want to be a saint, right, King? You want to be that chosen Israelite king that you're meant to be, correct? So you got to keep the commandments of God like we talked about as an Israelite, right? And what else?
In the faith of Yahweh Shai.
And the faith of who?
In the faith of Yahweh Shai.
And the faith of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. You see that, brother? So what's your nationality, King?
I see you working on. You said I'm Israelite.
Well, we as a nation of people, we the Israelites. Whether you believe it or not, because it's not a religion, right?
Yeah, I don't never look on no religion.
Yeah. We ain't talking about no religion. We talking about our bloodline, our heritage, right? So our people are the Israelites, God's chosen people, whether we believe it, understand it, or not, right? And as the Israelites, we gotta keep the commandments of God and the faith in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and that's what's gonna get us out of this captivity and Lord willing to the kingdom, man.
Okay.
Because we're gonna be back in rulership of this earth.
Oh, of course.
Right.
Of course.
And we as your brothers would love for you to be a part of that. We would love to be a part of that. We ain't even sold to be a part of it. All right, we gotta endure unto the end. So that means keeping the commandments and the faith in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, brother.
All right. Okay, man. I'm gonna tap in with
All
y'all, man.
praise.
Just hit the
And we got a Zoom call, King. So we're gonna send you a link.
I got Zoom.
Lead them damn Samaritan
Yeah,
man.
I mean, everybody go
good match. No.
Tell them about the Egyptian, what they believe in.
Man, like, do you believe in no offense, man? You like lettuce? Here, y'all. Would you eat lettuce that a man came on? Yeah. That when you get into that don't sound crazy, but when you get into a lot of them Egyptology and things of that nature, that's their heritage. Even when you get into the Samaria.
His sacrifice so special, you abusing it. Lord forgive my brother, he's so loud, yeah. Gotta spoon feed you like a baby, cause you knew what it is. I pray to see them gates, that's all I want, yeah. Girl, you know we only see the body. I'm loading up on faith, I got deposits. Scriptures in my palm, my angel status. This ain't for the weak, and that's a promise, yeah.
Yeah, double-minded, I can't deal with it. Thinking back on my father's day in the field with it. A lot of Israel fathers receiving jail visits.
I don't know nobody on this road that can save your soul. Almost lost control now. Tell me what you need in a friend and now. Pray that we endure to the end again. I'm just saying that I'm here for you. When the world turn against you, I'ma be with you. Got my sword in my hand, you can count on me. I won't run and hide, fight mightily.
Waiting on Yahweh Shai. See the Jacob, I'm the apple of my father's eye. I learned the truth for who I was and it made me cry. If I don't keep the laws of Yah, then I'm gonna die. Living curses, but I'm edifying in my verses. Prepare the hearses.